Anthony Burgess's 1962 novel, A Clockwork Orange, and Stanley Kubrick's iconic 1971 film adaptation are two of the most potent satires on human nature and societal control. While Kubrick's film is celebrated as a cinematic masterpiece and is largely faithful to the source material, it makes a few critical changes that fundamentally alter the story's core message. The most significant divergence lies in their respective endings, which shift the central theme from a philosophical exploration of moral choice and redemption in the novel to a cynical critique of government overreach and the futility of forced conformity in the film. The most profound difference between the two works is the fate of protagonist Alex. The original UK publication of Burgess's novel includes a final 21st chapter, which was omitted from the American version that Kubrick read and adapted. In this crucial final chapter, Alex, now a young man, naturally tires of his violent lifestyle. He reflects on his past, realizing that ultraviolence is a childish pursuit, and decides to give it up of his own volition. He dreams of a normal life with a wife and family, signifying a maturation that is not forced upon him, but is a product of his own moral and emotional development. This conclusion reinforces Burgess's argument that true goodness must be a choice, not a conditioned response. Kubrick's film, however, ends with the 20th chapter of the American edition. After the government reverses his conditioning, Alex's final thought is a gleeful fantasy of resuming his life of depravity, a state of unrepentant goodness forced upon him by the state. The film concludes on a chilling note, with Alex happily anticipating a return to his old ways, symbolizing that the government's attempt to cure him has failed, and that the violent aspects of human nature are ineradicable. This ending frames the narrative as a dystopian tragedy, where the state's totalitarian methods are just as monstrous as the individual's evil, and perhaps even more so. Beyond the ending, other stylistic choices further separate the two. The film presents a sleek, futuristic, and almost surreal aesthetic, from the linear architecture of the apartments to the bizarre sculptures. The novel's world is grittier and more dilapidated, with dirty streets and broken buildings reflecting a society already in decay. Additionally, the film's use of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony as the specific musical trigger for Alex's conditioning, a change from the book's general aversion to classical music, adds a more personal and tragic layer to Alex's torment. This choice makes Alex's love for Ludwig van a central part of his ultimate misery, linking the beautiful with the grotesque in a way the novel did not. In conclusion, while both the book and the film are powerful works, their differences in ending and stylistic choices lead to fundamentally different thematic conclusions. Burgess's novel ends with a glimmer of hope for humanity's capacity for redemption, while Kubrick's film offers a darker, more pessimistic view, ultimately creating two distinct, though related, masterpieces.